Hi, everybody. This is Paula. I wanted to come to you today to talk about the 5 steps to jumpstart your tax business. So let's get started. Now, step 1, I typically advise that you really think long and hard about your business structure. Should you operate as a sole proprietor? Should you go ahead and form your LLC, or should you operate as a C Corp? And of course, if you're in business with someone else, you would automatically be a partnership. But if you're a sole owner, you need to really think long and hard about how you want to set up your business. Now, oftentimes people just jump in and get started, and then they kind of backtrack. But I want to challenge you to think about this first. Now, an LLC is beneficial for many reasons. One of the main reasons being personal protection and liability. And that's why most of us start businesses, for the personal protection and the liability, and then of course, the tax benefit. So it's very important that you think about separating your personal assets from your business assets, and that you do that early on. You don't want anyone to come after you for your personal assets. So you want to make sure that your house and your car and all of your family's assets are protected. And you don't want them to come after you for something that may have happened in the business, or vice versa for that matter. So you want to make sure that you're building your foundation on a rock, not on sand, right? And so keep that in mind starting up front. The next thing you want to do is to stay along the track of keeping your assets separate. So that means getting a business checking account, or at the very least, making sure that wherever you keep the money, whether it's another personal account or a business account, that you're keeping it separate from your day-to-day cash flow of your household. So a lot of startups are afraid of getting checking accounts, because of the fees, or maybe you don't have great credit, but you want to really do some research up front. There's some really great banks that offer free business checking accounts, credit unions, Compass, Bank of Texas. Just do a quick Google search and find one that works for you. But I really want to make sure that you segregate the funds and that you keep business, personal. And you do that by getting a separate checking account. Having a business account shows that you are operating as a business and that you're keeping your liabilities separate. And that's what it means when lawyers go, did you pierce the corporate veil? Well, one of the ways you can pierce the corporate veil, now that veil is the separation between you personally and your business, is by commingling your funds and not separating your personal liabilities. So you want to refrain from using your personal checking account for your business expenses, so that if you ever was audited by the IRS and was found that you were using your personal account, you don't want that commingling, right? So you want to keep it all separate. Now, the other thing you have to consider when you are starting your new tax practice is whether or not you're going to offer bank products. So that would be refund transfers, easy advances, all of those things. So first, let's talk about what is a bank product. Let's get this all right. A bank product is when your customer is able to pay their tax prep fee through their refund from the IRS. Got it? Let's say that again. A bank product allows your customer to pay the tax prep fee through their refund. Okay? Now they do that for a fee using a bank product. So how does that work? You complete their tax return. You have a preparation fee for doing that service. They're going to get a refund from the IRS. And so when that refund gets dispersed from the IRS, it goes through your designated bank instead of going directly to the taxpayer. So it goes through Santa Barbara, Refundo, Republic. There's tons out there, EPS. It goes through the bank, the designated bank, the bank product, and that bank will then split the money. They will send you over the preparation fee, and then they'll deposit the balance in the taxpayer's account. Okay, so the money comes from the IRS Of course, the IRS takes their money off top, right? So if there's any past debts, they're going to get their money. Whatever the balance is, they send it over to your bank, your designated bank. Again, Refundo, Santa Barbara, Republic, all of those, Refund Advantage. And then that repository gets split. Your tax preparation fee goes to you. And then the balance, after the IRS has taken their money, of course, after you've gotten your tax prep fee, the balance then goes to the client. And they can get that by direct deposit or by picking up a check from your office, or if you choose, you can use prepaid debit cards with your bank. So there's several options for them to be able to get their funds, but the main difference is that the money goes from the IRS to your bank partner instead of from the IRS to your client. It passes through, and the bank partner also charges a fee for that service. So why is this important? Well, you're a professional and you charge fees just like a lawyer would or any other professional. And so oftentimes for that professional service, the client may not be prepared to pay you up front. And so in lieu of them using a credit card or you having to offer finances, or maybe they're not able to get the help they need because they just can't afford professional tax and accounting work, tax preparation or accounting work, this bank product allows them to pay on the back end. Okay, so their refund comes in, the money comes out of that refund. And that, of course, the bank will also charge a fee for that. So it'll be the bank's partner's fee plus your preparation fee. The balance will go to the client. And so again, there's several banks you can choose from. We work with several. We can certainly help you to do that, but you want to evaluate those products and to determine if that's something you want to offer in your practice. Then, of course, there's the tax software. Now, most people believe this is the first step, but it's not. You want to get those other steps first so that you understand where you're going in your practice. So tax software, there are lots of them out there. If you're in the market for tax software, we definitely can help you out with that. But you want to look at, are you going to be doing personal returns? Are you going to be doing self-employed returns, which is on Schedule C? Or are you going to be doing corporate returns, partnership, S Corp and C Corp? Maybe you plan to do estates or trust. You want to think about what your niche will be for your practice, and then you want to make sure that you choose a software that will meet your needs, okay? So you really want to be clear about what your niche is, what your offering is, what type of clientele you're going to have coming through your office, and the demand for your services. And then you want to pick a software that's going to accommodate you. You want to know, does that software have the tools in place to help you to be effective? Does it have a mobile app? Are you able to get digital signatures? Are you able to text your clients through your software? Does your software only do personal tax returns, or does it do personal and business tax returns? Is there a document management system? Does it have organizers? Are you able to do it in form mode as well as interview mode? Are you going to have a single user, or are you going to have tax preparers that are going to be working for you? Those are all things you need to consider when you're talking about the right tax. Now, of course, before you can send off that first tax return, you need to have a PTIN number. So what is a PTIN? That is your Preparer Tax Identification Number. And that's a number that is issued to you by the IRS for doing paid tax preparation, okay? And so if you're going to get paid for your services, you have to have a PTIN, and that's whether you're working on your own or if you're working for under someone else's tax office. And this number will be placed on all of the tax returns you do that you receive compensation. So anyone that prepares or assists in preparing federal tax returns for compensation must have a valid PTIN, and you're going to get that from the IRS.gov website. And this year, starting going into the 2020 tax season, there is a fee for that PTIN. So you want to get that done. Okay, so if you're going to take it to the next level and you're not only going to prepare tax returns, but you want to run your own tax practice and you want to transmit tax returns, then you're also going to need an EFIN number. And that's an electronic filing identification number. And that's when someone says, are you an ERO? That's what that means. Do you have an EFIN number? Are you an ERO? Are you an electronic return filer? Okay. Now that number is also issued by the IRS. It is an application process, and it does require approval as well as several documents that you'll need to submit, including fingerprints. And so it allows you, there's no fee involved, but it allows you to be able to transmit tax returns on behalf of your practice. So the PTIN allows you to perform the work. It allows you to actually do the tax return and to be compensated. The EFIN number is what allows you to transmit that return to the IRS. And so if you work for a third party, you know, one of the big names out there, then you're just a tax preparer. You're using their EFIN. But if you want to own and operate your own tax practice, move up to that boss level, then you're going to also need an EFIN, okay? You're going to need both if you want to have your own tax practice. If you're just going to be a hired tax professional, the PTIN's all you need. Stepping on up to that boss level, you need an EFIN, okay? And you're going to get that from eServices on the IRS website, okay? So that's what I have for you today. If you are ready to become a tax boss, I'd love to be able to talk to you. I'll put a link in the post. Click on it. Let's schedule a strategy session. I'd love to be able to learn about your goals for the year and to see how we can help you become a tax boss. Thanks so much.